Yeah, I just finished the Redskins going 3-6 and losing to the Carolina Panthers for the second year in a row. This team has no heart. They have no fight. The coaching doesn't make adjustments. Mike Shanahan doesn't look like he has any clue on what to do or how to motivate this team. Now, granted, the Panthers weren't as bad as their record seemed. And for the most part, we were in the game for most of the game. But once again, the defense and those pathetic defensive backs, they were on the Skins had punted and backed the Panthers up to the 7-yard line. And in one play, they went 84 yards. One play. And you see the replay, and there wasn't a defensive back anywhere around the receiver. But this is not the first time that has happened this year. It's not only the players. It's not only the coaching, but Bruce Allen, you have to take some responsibility for this. I mean, you go out and you get a free or strong safety, whatever he was. I don't even want to know the bum's name. And he's this close from serving a drug suspension, and so he's gone for the rest of the year. And that's the best you could get. That's the best you could get. These are the best corners you could get. Me and my man went to the draft party for RG3, RG3 and all that. Well, RG3 can't do it alone. And I noticed when you were drafting, you didn't draft any defensive backs, which was clearly the weak spot of your defense. Now, granted, the front four is getting no push. They have no defensive moves. They have a bull rush and a regular rush, and they're not getting anywhere close to the quarterback. They have no spin moves. They have no rip moves. You don't see any of that. All you see is them dancing with the offensive linemen. Okay? And you have a backfield, a defensive backfield, that every single game gets burnt, just absolutely roasted. Every game. At least 3-4 times a game. And you look at these defensive backs. Well, they're 5'9", 5'10", going up against receivers that are 6'4", 6'3", 6'4" receivers. This team is playing with no heart, no soul. And Shanahan saying, we'll get him next time. No, Shanahan. No, you won't. Because you don't have any control of this team. They're talking about, Shanahan has implemented discipline. We are the most penalized team in the league. The most penalized team in the league. Does that say discipline to you? No. That says a lack thereof. Now we're going into the bye week, and I understand we have injuries. Play me a fucking violin. Because everybody has injuries. All of them have injuries. And you know what? The next man steps up, and it seems to work. But for us, we don't have that. We have people hanging their heads and, we'll just go and accept it. Robert Griffith cannot do it by himself. He can't. Robert Morris cannot do it by himself. You start running them good, and then you just give up the run. It's like, okay, you have 15 carries. That's it. We're not going to run you anymore. Then you try all this cutesy bullshit, and it always blows up. Put the man in the eye with the fullback and run straight, because your offensive line looks like it likes to run block. And we've had some success running the ball. Now passing the ball, Pierre Garçon, you stealing, bruh. You're stealing. I understand your foot hurts. I understand that. But great players play through that. And Fred Davis got hurt just running in the end zone. So you're expecting one of these receivers to step up. Hankerson, Morgan. They're getting no separation down the field. That's why it seems like, oh, Robert, run, Robert, run. Robert has to run because his receivers aren't getting open, guys. Most of those sacks are called coverage sacks because his receivers can't get open. And then once they get open, they drop the ball. We are pathetic. Mike Shanahan, your defensive coordinator, I even forget his name. I don't even give a damn. As Redskin fans, we're going to give you one more year. One. Because it seems like in your press conference, you've already given up. This is for, now we're on the evaluation mode, see who wants to be a part of this team next year. Next year? Oh, wow. Yeah. After the bye, we have Dallas twice, the Eagles twice, the Giants again, the Ravens, and the Browns. Oh, by the way, we almost beat the Ravens today. So they're not going to be a slouch. So technically, the easiest part of our schedule we have gone through, we went 3-6. What do you think we're going to do against Dallas or Philly or the Giants again? Because evidently FedEx Field is not a home field advantage for us. I know I'm frustrated. Some of the play calling, we were running the wishbone. The wishbone. Because evidently we don't have the talent to run a regular offense. Now the Cowboys are playing the Falcons right now, and I just saw the Giants play the Steelers. And yes, we are in a lot of these games, but you know what? That doesn't mean shit. When you have to rely on Robert Griffith to bail you out. And then when he tries to bail you out, the receivers drop the ball. Or the defense gives up 84-yard plays like they did against the Giants, like they did today. And you wonder why the fans don't have any love for this team. Well, I've been a Redskin fan for over 25 years. And when you have, it's like the Zorn years. You start off good, and then you progressively get worse. For the last 5 years. The last time we made the playoffs, think about this. Last time we made the playoffs, Sean Taylor died. Joe Gibbs was our coach. And even that year, we had to win 5 straight games, and by the grace of God, we did it. and got into the playoffs. When did Sean Taylor die? It was a while back. And we have had no winning seasons since then. Think about it. And you think I'm going to give up my... They send me these stupid ass letters talking about, oh, well, you can buy season tickets. I ain't buying nothing. You guys suck. You play like a bunch of pussies. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Now, after the bye, when we play Philly, I hope to see some fight. I hope to see some pride. I hope to see some defensive backs that know what they're doing. Jim Haslett, that 3-4 defense, the vaunted 3-4 defense, evidently we don't have the talent to do it, or it ain't working. Now you can give all the excuses you want, but it's a total team fuck-up. And ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you, we don't have any more first-round picks the next 2 years. Who can you give up on this team to go get picks that someone else would want? Kirk Cousins? No, we can't get rid of him. Now, I know I'm just rambling, but I'm very frustrated. And I hear the same old bullshit on the pregame, the after-game show. And it just comes down to pride. It just comes down to want to. You see the other team jumping around. You see the Redskins just walking around. Oh, yeah. It's like they're just out here to get paid. Guys, I'm telling you, and I think I'm speaking for all Redskins fans, you guys are not an NFL team. You're not playing like one. You don't act like one. And if we need another coaching change, then I'm all for it. Because I wanted Shanahan to have all 5 years. But his teams every year get progressively worse. And that's not progress. Everyone has injuries. You can't blame the injuries. It's you, Shanahan. How are you getting your boys prepared? What adjustments are you making? Are you making any? Why can't we just play NFC East smash mouth football? Why do we have to have our quarterback run every game and have the potential to get his head knocked off? I hope you guys figure it out. And I hope against Philadelphia, you give us a reason to think you have a chance to win the game.